looked pretty dialed in on the practice table with the break here. He's going to love this starter. Yeah, in that last match, you know, you called all the shots, so you saw them all and would know better than me, but I was a little worried about Sanjin just because I was right here on the practice table, and it looked like there were struggles there for him, and it looked like there were certainly struggles during that match.
Yeah, Carl and I were touching on that. I think that going from the diamond to these tables, and maybe just because you played good last week, doesn't mean you're going to play good this week. Table or no table, same table or different table, and there's a miss early already. But what we were talking about with Sanjin is maybe he needs to spend a little bit more time here in the practice room if he wants to make something of this event.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't really think there's any player that doesn't have an area of the game or something that they can certainly work on and maybe improve. But what happens is, you know, when you start to have mistakes, those areas show up even more, it seems like. Talked about a little body movement that seemed to be growing as the match went on.
Yeah, he mishit a couple draw shots, and then the body movement, and the doubt starts to creep in.
Yeah, and what happens is you tend not to get calmer when you make a mistake. You tend to get a little more antsy, and of course your blood flows. You know, so it's a little harder to calm things down as those mistakes creep in. But here's a guy who hadn't made a whole lot of mistakes today. Got away with a couple little things against Moritz in the first match, but played beautifully in the second.
Yeah, all I can really remember is Jason missing a pretty favorable 8-ball, and then Moritz missing it back. Got kind of fortunate, Jay, there, but really, other than that, he's been smooth sailing.
And I'll tell you, I think about this round robin, right? And, you know, I kind of do this in the Philippines all the time, but if you had a group of like 4 or 5 of these guys and they showed up early a couple of days of these tournaments and just decided, hey, we're going to play some round robin pool until we start one of these major events, I'm just wondering how good that would be for all of them, right? Jason Shaw to an early 1-0 lead on a cue ball near the rail, but definitely one that Styer shouldn't have missed. Here are the practice tables, and really, you know, a different setup than our European Open, but a beautiful setup here for the PLP. Very comfortable and easy on the eyes, I think. Now Jason, who is pretty steady with the break overall. Doesn't get the oddball quite as much as some other players, but deadly with the one in the side. Now he doesn't mind the tricky shot. Very creative. Doesn't mind spin. I don't know if he can get the rail first here. Maybe it's a kick and stick.
Yeah, I was wondering if he has to just kind of jack straight up here and hold.
And I think the key to this is don't overhit it. Don't try to get the 2 all the way down. Really just play the cue ball like that. Even though the 2 did go all the way down, but a lot of control.
What a great hint right there. And like you said, don't overhit it. I think that was the key to that shot. Most kick and sticks are all about not overhitting it.
Yeah, it seems like you have a little more room for error. You don't have to hit it quite as well. You don't overhit it, that draw, whether it's a toppingless shot coming in behind it or something like that, coming from a side angle. Everything seems to grab a little quicker and better, so you don't have to hit the ball quite as perfect, you might say.
Yeah, now this ball really going to lengthen. He's trying to come behind it, I would assume, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, lots of ways coming behind it, I think. Not only it's a bigger ball, but you can cut the 2 and come across behind the pink. You could come across the 2, bleed the cue ball towards the 6. Tons of things. I don't know why he's jacking up.
Yeah, I feel like the aim point much more difficult jacking up unless he's trying to go ball first.
Well, like many I've commented on this last week, just because I haven't got to see him play in a little while, you know. Here in 2025, of course, dating all the way back to probably Hanoi for some of those players, but many have improved on the maneuvering end, and Tyler's definitely one of them.
Yeah, he didn't get away with the gap, I don't believe. Styer most likely got to come out with the jump cue.
Yeah, 2 rail escapes not bad. Jump cues looks like what's in his hands. Great with the jump cue also.
Yeah, he really is great with it. He's going to have to avoid the pink, I believe, if he can knock it down.
Well, that would have been cold. Well, he shot it like he wasn't impeded by the 8 at all.
Yeah, he earned that little roll there. He hit that ball clean.
Now, sometimes a ball like the 6 is a pretty big ball to go rail first, cut this 3 in. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much room on this bottom rail you can cut the 3 and slide into the 6. That shot's overlooked at times, I think. Good effort there.
Yeah, I think he forces Jay to the jump cue or to the bottom rail. Nothing wrong with the jump cue here, actually, right? Like you're banking it towards the 6 almost?
Yeah, I mean, 3's a little, the 9's a little bit of ways, but so he's got to elevate a little more to get it down. Maybe not getting the power on it, but I like his chances, actually.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the reward, like a defensive reward's got to be huge. He doesn't like it as much. I think your point of the 9 being so far away, it's a pretty big chance.
Yeah, and he's looking at the top rail. He wants to hit the second cushion just past the side. You know, you make this maybe 15%, but the cue ball will continue downward. Is he going to get enough?
No,
Yes,
what
he
a
is.
naughty boy. I mean, he played to the top side of the 3 like Jay just said, right? If he catches it just right, he makes the ball. If not, you can end up real clean like this. Which way does he go? Does he go 2 rails at it?
I think just because the cueing, maybe even 3 if he can hit center ball, but that's where I'd love to have him mic'd, and honestly, a little more than PG-13 just to see Tyler, what he might have said on that kick shot. I could just imagine it, because Tyler with the utmost respect, but also pretty witty.
Yeah, and where the 5 was, it was hard for Tyler to get any pace on the cue ball.
And he wants a heavy angle here so he can come across for the purple either up top or in the lower right. This is where, Jason, you'll learn something. Really digging on this cue ball, letting the tip position really slow the cue ball down a little, not just the stroke itself. You can see that was off completely.
Yeah, otherwise the cue ball does get there. He just caught it real heavy. We've talked about this a million times coming out of these corners. Extremely difficult. Tyler's one to draw straight out of it.
Yeah, and look at the pink. You talk about these corners. Look how little room on both sides of that pink there is for that pocket. So I think this is going to get on top of it, it looks like anyways. May creep past it. Just enough.
Yeah, he put a great stroke on the ball, though, and that's his forte. Gets up for those shots. Gotta put a good hit on this one. Yeah, he's just drawing straight out versus using the rail, looks like. feel like you could have cheated that corner and just punched the center.
Yeah.
Obviously, he felt better this way. He knew he was going towards the 7.
Well, you know, it's all about where you feel you're most accurate coming back, I guess. And he just shot that shot on the similar shot on the pink it was. And you watch Tyler through the years, he likes that straight draw.
Yes, he does.
Got to maneuver a little bit here. I like that. I like that a lot. Makes the 7 very comfortable. You feel like you're going to get that nice bounce off the bottom cushion. And we saw that pink a moment ago, so don't take your eye off this 8. You can afford a hair of the side rail. That's about it. Dead center will always do as also.
Missed a 2-ball earlier. Rack number 1, similar. Cue ball was more on the rail. He's not going to miss this, I don't believe.
All right, we're tied at 1 apiece. Buddy Okachi, Trung An at it. They're just teeing off, I think, it's the third match on... Is that the third match going? I believe it is on table 2. No, it's match number 4. That's right. Our first match with Eklund and FSR got table 2 ahead a bit.
Cueing is the same between he and his brother, but the pace around the table, well, Cledio's got him by a notch or 2.
Yeah, Cledio, who beat his brother in a hill match, then lost to SVB by the same score. All right, trying to arc this below the 9 and then back up towards the middle, like that. Anytime that 2's going upstairs kind of by itself, that's a good sign for the players now. The 3-6 have gotten kind of nasty on the lower right end.
Yeah, ended up real nasty. Tyler is the type to try and go at those balls. He could play the 2 to the top right with a high, maybe touch of an inside ball. It's kind of a two-way play. A lot of good things can happen, especially if you get the 2 down.
Yeah, I like the call there, Scott. No reason to make it and have no future.
Oh, look at this. Is it going to open up? Yeah, I don't feel like he got the reward he deserved. What a great hit on the blue 2. Can he see a piece of it? That is a reward if he can, and it seems like he can.
Yeah, no separation here, just very containing as much as he possibly can anyways. And the way he got down on the blue 2 didn't look like any adjustment. Really liked what he saw. That's a sign of all those balls he's hit in the last few days, I think.
Yeah, can easily find cover here behind. Well, he caught it real heavy.
Yeah, I thought it would be 2 cushions behind with the high ball. It'd still hug, and as he sent the 3 up table.
Actually finished pretty awkward. Is he looking at the 3-8? So he's assuming he's going to get a shot on the 3 in the lower right. He will if he gets it down.
Can he nip the 3 below the 8 and float 1 rail behind the 7, the brown 7? Is that possible? I don't know if the 9's in the way there. Kind of throw the 3. I think he might can.
Yeah, you're talking with an outside ball, right?
Yeah, just and let it just open up. Yeah.
That's a shot that guys like you and I might see a little bit more than somebody like Tyler. There's nothing wrong with this unless he found the gap, which I think he did. do not know. I know you can get a piece of it. Talking about the brown 7. Well, you can get behind that now, at worst. I don't believe it's makeable. In the right side. Well, I don't know. Elevating, that tells me maybe. Yeah, so there you're faced with a decision, right? You know you can come off the top side of the 3 and get down there behind the brown 7. Instead, you decide to take a chance and swerve that ball, which I don't blame him. It was close. But it's going to probably cost him the game. Where do the percentages end up lying in situations like that? These side pockets, that swerve ball is not easy.
I think when we see Jason really at his best, it's still the incredible shots, and of course, great tactical play gets involved in that when his head's right. But what I think we don't see is the easy misses, right? The ones that, just occasionally when he's playing it real well, he'll just kind of, I hate to say take one for granted, but maybe not put in quite as much effort as it would the tough ball. So talented. They talk about other players. I still think he may be the most talented out there.
Yeah, I would agree, actually. It's debatable, but definitely in my top 2.
2-1 Shaw in this match between 2 players with a 2-0 record from this afternoon's session. This is their last match of day 1.
And there you have a look. The practice of A.J. Manis. Shane Van Boening working on the only thing that seems to matter to him right now. It's his break.
The cue ball to hold up as it did. So as good a chance as we've seen to get a 2-game lead.
And will this stem from Styer trying to swerve the 3 into the right side? Jason taking full advantage and really looking to punish him with this rack, but that needs to settle. This was pretty unexpected there. Just overhit it, Jay.
And a little disgusted, maybe maybe good he gets to go back and get his jump cue if that's where he's going. Whatever it is, just clear his mind for a moment. Could play a safety off the edging side of this and come down table. Does have a small piece.
And that'll be a little disheartening for Jay. With an open table like that, he knew he had an opportunity to really punish Tyler.
Yeah, it was rack 2. He missed that 4 ball in the upper right corner. It looked like in control to take a 2-0 lead, and a great starter here in rack number 4. Gotta watch out here. It's kind of in between. Does he roll it or go up and down?
He's going to wind up most likely with distance on both of these balls, and possibly the green 6. He can afford it on the 6, though, where the 7 is. Just don't want to overhit this ball. Nice stroke, very clean. Didn't try to get too cute with the cue ball. Really kind of needs to do the same thing here, Jay. Just smooth it in.
Yeah, he wants to get into it a little bit, though, to get past the 9. But that's him, though, the smooth stroke. So his transition's so good. It's kind of a fooler how much speed he gets on the way down. Looks like hardly anything on the cue stick at all. And coming back for the side, it looks like. I have good speed. Okay, he killed it. Him digging with that low right, I thought he was coming way back with the cue ball. The right middle, Scott? I like coming across myself.
Yeah, real simple, right? Very little movement on the cue ball that way. Little room for error. Actually, a little steeper than it probably looks to us right at the moment, but never in life supposed to miss it. He's handled this rack extremely well, especially with the starter. Yeah, so Shaw snookering himself on the 3 out of the gate to really punish Tyler. Could make a difference in this match.
Yeah, we're going to move over to table 2 while they're racking the balls. It's like young Kachi. Letio's at the table. 1-0 lead. He split his first 2 matches. I believe his opponent hadn't won a match yet. Hung in.
You like going to the right or left here, Jay? He's going to the left.
Yeah, and he's missed it nicely. I think he's going to get a complete snooker. You see the shot clock got him there. Kind of didn't. Gotta pay attention to that shot clock, I tell you. That's a good experience for a lot of these players. Like Carl said earlier, that we only have 3 players from last year's PLP in this year's PLP. And caught those a little thicker than he wanted. I think he's going to find a gap on the blue, too. So now Tyler Styer with a chance to take a lead.
Yeah, basically the reverse opportunity of what Shaw just had. Going to go to the top right corner with the 3 most likely. He is the type of player to suck it back past the 3, but there is no reason here.
Good thing about this shot, if you understand it, you can just high ball this and it'll spread a little off that rail and open up nicely for the pink 4 in the lower right.
Yeah, it's a good call, and he definitely understands it. Playing a lot of pool on the slick table. That's exactly what he did, Jay.
Yeah, you can, if you need a little more, you just put a little more into it. You really don't have to add side spin a lot of times.
So I believe the 7 does pass the 8 to the top left. It would be a dream scenario to just get below the 9 on the green 6 here in the future. I don't know that that's going to be the case.
Yeah, he may set up to come 2 rails at the 8, right? I mean, with a good speed, just kind of where he's at now, coming 1, hit right before that right middle off the green 6, off the second cushion, and then just kind of float at the 8.
Big ball to go into there. You can come behind the 8 and be good. You can go into it. Nothing wrong with it. It's really the only route. Well, he wanted to get below it. And that might work. I think he can just draw back now. And that's his forte.
I'd love to be able to draw to the side cushion. I don't know if that's available or not. May just be, pick your line and use your skills.
Yeah, and you're saying he might have to go towards the top cushion here. You don't think he can... Yeah, he's in that awkward line.
And this is the type, of course, you don't want to land on top of the 7, but watch out for the upper right corner. Is he really low? Yeah, he's low at the tip. So again, right where that T is on the box on the right side, that's where he wants to cross.
Just needs to carry. He was afraid of that top right corner. Was tracking right to it.
Yeah, he could feather this. Could go for the bank. He's going to feather, though.
Well, I don't mind the bank, just laying the cue ball right there on the top rail.
Yeah, I think you got to look at it, though, like really, is it sitting to make it? No? Because you want to have a decent chance to make it, at least 20%. Now, if you feel like with that speed that, that's your safest shot as well, that's okay, because it's out in space. All right, should cross this over, run the cue ball back up by the 8, I think.
Yeah, Jeremy's saying chip this below the 9. I like it. It's going to leak. You've got to go here, don't you, Jay?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Just watching Jason go back to his chair, I hope he's kind of forgotten about those few mistakes. I feel like they're a little still on his mind.
Yeah, you just do not want to catch this too thick. Or too thin.
Yeah. I was thinking about it. I was like, well, sometimes the thick helps you out. Sometimes the thin does. But usually your thinner side is going to help you more often than the thicker side for sure. Scott almost fell out of his chair, thinking he was going to shoot.
Yeah, I felt like he could make that ball.
Yeah. I mean, I would have bet, not, my life savings or anything, but I would have bet long time beforehand that he was going to attack right there before I bet the other way. Here's the bank you want to shoot at.
Yeah, just stun to the top rail below the 8.
This I really give a chance to make, though. I really feel like this is a very makeable bank, so he's going to fall in a treacherous spot.
I mean, treacherous.
Yeah. I mean, he may have a hair of an angle, but it's not much, and the cue ball near the rail. He looks very calm to me, by the way. Tyler does.
Looks like he might just have to float this in, or is he forcing this through? Yeah.
I'll tell you, if I was there, I may have considered hitting the right side of the 8, coming 2 rails, banking the 8 up on the side cushion and getting below the 9. But I mean, I guess you got to shoot.
Yeah, the last long one he caught way too thin. Where's he going to be here? Does look comfortable. Oh, and he drained it right in the gut. Styer takes a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, Jason's got to dodge Styler's break right here. I believe he does break in game number 6. So. was thinking about Manis, and of course, only got to see him first maybe a year and a half ago. And I believe it was in Asia, in Hanoi, and the junior event, I believe it was actually, and could be wrong, but I wonder how abroad he's traveled before, you know?
Well, I was just going to ask you, do you know, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, Jay, but how far is the flight from where he's at to here?
I mean, Johan's right there. Maybe we'll figure that out. But I got to believe just flight time alone has got to be 16, 18 hours.
Yeah. So, I mean, I did pick him. I mean, obviously, I'm just a fan of his. I know Jeremy is as well. Picked him to win the tournament, but you've got to add that in there a little bit, right? He did get here maybe 2 days ago. I saw him at the mall. But I'll tell you what we understand with jet lag over those long flights, day 3 can be real tough on you. So we look forward seeing him get a little better in the next day or so.
Yeah, you read my mind. I was just kind of curious. I saw when he came in, of course, got the late bid here to the PLP, and I think he'll improve as he goes. And, you know, I know if I was him, I know I'd be like nervous about just being around all my idols and everything else. So there's a lot going on with AJ Manis in this tournament.
Nothing seeming to affect him from what happened 2 racks ago.
Yeah, and I made the mistake. I thought it was Tyler that had won the lag. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and that's what makes Jason Shaw tough to overcome. Rebounds from a quick mistake. Sends a message to Styer. He's going to have to make a move. It's his break.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I just misread the score. It was Styer that won the lag. Now he's going to break off here in game number 7. Here's a look at table 2 after 3 games. Cledi Okachi with a 2-1 lead. Been a little scrappy over there. Not bad, but a few little mistakes.
Yeah, I like the play.
Yeah, really good. Just an inch away from really ideal. Keep you updated there.
Heavy contact into the 9 there. Forward for Styer. If he can make the 2, I don't think there's any value coming back with the cue ball. Might just want to drift forward and take your medicine on the 3. I don't even know that he can get to the 2 here. If it's that close, consider a push out somewhere, maybe tie something up. I think he was considering going rail first and just edging the right side of the 2, but the problem with that is if you catch the 2 just a fraction thick, it all goes wrong. You can lose the cue ball into the lower right corner. You can lose the 2 down to the lower end of the table. I like him taking his extension here.
Yeah, he's going to challenge from that upper right corner. And this is where, you know, a lot of people say it's always the same oh, it's cut and dry. If you take it the shot this time, you always take it. And so I don't believe in that myself. But I certainly think alternate break can play a little factor in what you do, and certainly how you're feeling, how you're watching your opponent as how he's feeling, and of course executing. I think Jason wants to take this. Might catch a piece of the 6 coming across.
Yeah, and this is where there's a lot of gamesmanship involved as well. Jason may have made his mind up that he's not taking the shot, but might act like he is. You never know. He is the type to take it on. At the last minute, could give it right back to Styer.
Yeah, and the one thing, when you're in this position, you don't want to show them a whole lot of what you're thinking and then give it back. You don't want to maybe open up some ideas for your opponent, but I think he shoots.
Yeah, he's not going to take the extension and then give it back, is he?
Well, what I've seen is certain angles, it's hard to miss it and hang it. You know what I mean? It's either going to go or maybe get away from the pocket. So I think maybe he has a little cover. Oh, he hit it beautifully. Yeah, and he caught the top of the 6. Now the 6 did get in the way of the 9, or the 6 get in the way of the lower right corner, but still gains control with the easy safety here.
Yeah, how clean did he hit the 2 here? My goodness.
Yeah, and I'd just tell you, I know there's a lot of players out there, but especially Jason, I just don't want to bet against on those kind of balls. I think he's supposed to shoot most of the time.
Yeah, I didn't hate the push out from Tyler, though. I really didn't.
No, half your battle on a push out is no matter what they have to do, they're going to earn it, whether it be a safety or, kick safe, a jump, pocketing a tough one.
He wants to catch a second rail here, I believe.
Yeah, soft safety, just containing, trying to get back to the table with a little better position than he was in a moment ago. That happens so often on that shot. It's amazing.
Yeah, where you don't get the cue ball all the way through. And he's got a clear look at the 3. Does it pass the 5?
I think it does. I think it's tight, but I think it plays. Or maybe it didn't, but he hit it well to the side, and what a shot.
Yeah, that was an extreme back cut, as you see on the screen. Under the gun, the beep's going off.
You just got to think that, again, all that time at the practice table, even when the European Open was finishing up, he spent more time on the practice table than the guys left in the event, seemed like. And what I like about Tyler also is the hard work, without a doubt, but he's learned to become more aggressive at the right times. Tactically, he's gotten better at kicking. He's always had a good break and great fundamentals, but improving in other ways also. Watch out for that collision on the 9 now. It tends to put a little more speed than you anticipate sometimes.
Yeah, and to your point there, if you a little easier, obviously where the cue ball finished, but a little easier, a little less contact with the 9 as well, maybe.
Yeah, and just kind of say, hey, I don't have to get perfect on this 7. Let me just shoot it from above a little ways. Even if it's a cut, it's okay.
Playing the 7 down below the 8 and 9 here, maybe?
I have no idea, really. I'm about to say, it looked like he was attacking, maybe even cutting it in.
Yeah, he had a couple balls down here as cover. I don't know that was warranted, but hindsight 2020, if he swishes it, we're talking about how great he hit it.
Yeah, a lot of times, if you're playing like a partners with one of these guys and they say, hey, man, I like it, I just like step aside. I'm like, okay, you do your thing.
Absolutely. But I don't know that was the right choice, percentage-wise.
Yeah. Your argument's as valid as him shooting at it, really. And Shaw grabs the lead at 4-3 and on the hill.
Maybe a little frustration from Styer trying to make that bank there. Got into the 6, great. Cue ball tracked off the 9 just a little bit too far to the top left. So he ended up funny on the 7. If there was anything with Steyer's game that I see from time to time is he might take the heat just a little bit more than some of the others to where he goes ahead and stays extremely aggressive. And I know that that also gets him there at times, but maybe those were just one of those times.
Or you always get feelings in the booth, right, about matches, and you just watch so many and you kind of figure out that sometimes them feelings are right. I kind of feel like he needs to win now. If he gets a chance and doesn't take advantage of it, watch out, cue ball. I think you might see Tyler. Looked like it got kissed there. Now you cut this in and go into the purple.
Yeah, I can't see him passing this up.
Oh, he's ducking. He wants to shoot, though, I think. This is the type of shot the pocket plays bigger. You know what I mean? You're just cutting it towards the hole, and it's kind of a high ball. He's going to go ahead and shoot this away. He's worried about the brown, though. The brown going to get in the way of the blue, too, if he stuns behind the 3 ball.
And the purple.
Yeah. Very odd kick. Besides the one rail and the side's a little in the way. That left side pocket.
Can he go to the 2 rail out here on the lower left? He can't get any clearance, can he, with the 2?
Yeah, but he might make it. I mean, on the side, certain good things can happen. I kind of like the 2 rail, especially if I'm a little uncomfortable with the 1 rail. Like if I have to try and bend it on the slick table with the 1 rail, I'm probably going 2 cushions. Another thing, you get it hopping, it's not going to bend for you. You're going to fan it and go right into the pink. So it's got to be speed, but like a good stroke with speed.
Well, that was a good stroke with speed. It got everything moving, Jay. Just no real reward.
Yeah, just hit it too good, really. Just kind of right in the face. So here's that chance I was talking about with Jason, and pretty open.
Coming back. I really got into that, and that was something you were touching on just a little bit ago. So compact. Gets so much out of the cue ball. Chokes up a lot more than others.
Yeah, I think that shorter bridge length, brings that. And he's changed the extension, he went to the shorter one. I don't know how much less weight that is, but with his compact style, it never made sense to me having the long extra weight that far behind the hand. It's almost like, you ever watch kids play, they spread the hands because there's so much weight beyond them that they can't really be at 90 degrees with the backhand. They have to send it kind of back beyond 90, and Jason went through a small spell without the long extension. I think he started to play beautifully, but went away from it for a little while.
Well, Styer never got another look after the opportunity on the 7 to play safe. And Shaw, well, he's undefeated today, Jay.
Yeah, he can get a good night's sleep, and he'll be back tomorrow for Scott Frost and Jeremy Jones in Premier League